I wanted to ask you real quick. Now, John McCain, I mean, look, he was investigated by the Senate, as far as his eligibility.
Right.
The Democrats questioned his eligibility. But then he knew that Obama was being, he had pending lawsuits against Obama. And what does John McCain do? He does not challenge and say, well, hey, you guys are questioning my eligibility. Let's have a hearing on Obama's eligibility. Instead, he swept it under the rug. And that's why I have very deep hatred for that man, because I have a feeling that Mr. McLean is part of this conspiracy, and Fox News and Murdoch are protecting him.
Well,
and the Republicans.
It's worth looking at that Senate hearing because of what the senators said themselves about McCain's eligibility. First of all, they were under the impression, as you know, that McCain was born on the naval base in Panama, which would be considered U.S. turf. I'm not sure at all that McCain was. I think he was born in a Panama hospital, and I think that is, worthy of some more exploration. But nobody cares. If we don't care about where the president was born, we certainly don't care about where the presidential challenger was born. But I think that McCain actually did have an eligibility problem. But what did Senator Schumer say? He said, well, both his parents were American citizens, so therefore he's natural born. Well, are both of Obama? Not, technically speaking, neither one of Obama's parents, at least the parents he claims as his parents, could confer, eligibility on their son. Stanley Ann Dunham would be too young, hadn't resided as an adult long enough as a U.S. citizen in this country, and of course, the Kenyan father was a British subject. So I mean, he's not eligible.
Well, Mr. Farah, I have another phone call here. Would you like to take a phone call real quick?
Sure.
Okay, let's see how it is. Roll the dice. Yes, you're on the air with Mr. Farah.
Is it me?
There's someone else. Hello? You're on the air.
Hey, how are you?
Yes, ask your question. How you doing?
Yeah, Mr. Farah, the Worldnetdaily is excellent. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Absolutely excellent.
Do you have a question about how we're going to get this guy out of office, or something not biased?
my question is simply are you aware of where the lawsuits are in reference to his eligibility? Mostly, I know that there was a pretty prominent attorney in Philadelphia that kind of started it, and his name escapes me, but I haven't heard a whole lot about it lately.
Yeah, well, we cover it extensively. We cover all of the cases that have been brought, and we'll continue to do so. But I'll tell you about my own little prejudice in this regard. And I guess I can say this because we have been the only news agency that has covered these things. I don't think that this issue is ever going to be resolved in the courts for one simple reason. There is no judge in the United States of America who is going to declare the President of the United States ineligible for office. It's not going to happen. And so, that's not to say I don't appreciate the hard work of the attorneys and the dedication, and this is what they know. They're lawyers. They fight in the legal arena. I am not a lawyer. I do my fighting in the media arena. This, I believe, is where we're approaching the victory lap here. We have taken an issue that was considered so fringe a year ago, and we've taken it to the point where it is now the majority opinion, according to all the polls. A majority opinion wants Obama to release that birth certificate, wants him to release all the other documents. Half the country doesn't believe he was born in Hawaii. They don't believe his story. They think it's a cock and bull story. And somewhere, when you add all these numbers up, you're talking about 60-some% of the American people either don't believe him or they want him to release this document. Now, we're only in 2010. We haven't even gotten to the midterm election. We've only been, really campaigning me on this issue for about 15 months. when we launched the billboard campaign, that I consider to be the beginning of this effort, the beginning. I said right from the start, and will tell you, I'm have even stronger convictions now that this is going to build, and it's going to build continuously until the 2012 election. And I'll tell you right now that my prediction is this: that during the campaign, if Obama runs for re-election, he may not, because there will be states that pass laws between now and then that require presidential candidates to prove eligibility before getting on the ballot. Well, heck, if even one or two significant states deny Obama ballot position, he's not going to be able to run. But I also will tell you this, that he's not going to be able to go to any town, hamlet, or city in America without being faced with signs that say, "Where's the birth certificate?" whether they're billboards or handmade signs. I'm telling you, this is going to be a big issue. And when people like Andrew Breitbart say to me, "This is not a winning issue," I say, you don't even know the definition of a winning issue. We've already won. We've convinced the American public of something.
That's right.
And by the way, against all odds, because every other media organization in the world either doesn't cover it or ridicules the very notion that there are any questions. So that's what we've